Hey, what's up YouTube? Marco here. I am at the corner of Galleria Drive and Boulder Highway. All right. Today we're gonna start traveling up Boulder Highway, the direction not towards Las Vegas. This is the direction towards what I would just say are the mountains. Sounds pretty vague, right? But I'm not really an expert. I did a video on Saturday morning where I was running the other direction of Boulder Highway. I got kind of in a sports card rant about the hobby, what I call some collusion, corruption going on in it, but I figured, you know what, I may post that stuff in a separate video, not related to running. Over here we got bus stop 6487, and there's no sidewalk. Alright, looks like you gotta cross the street. They use a sidewalk due to construction. This past Saturday was UFC. Had the... Just following this guy at this point. Is this sidewalk closed too? Alright, I'm just gonna run like facing the traffic. People saying that the Las Vegas drivers are bad. I don't buy it. I trust them. But you had Ian Gary versus Islam Makhachev for the main event. I'm a little bummed, right? I'm not some lifelong Ian Gary fan, but I've been watching him since 2022. The card where Sugar Sean beat Aljamain Sterling for the Bantamweight Championship. But it just kind of reminded me of that Shavkat fight where, I mean, you look at both fighters. Look at both fighters' faces after the fight. Islam looked like the guy that lost the fight. 100%. He doesn't look like a dude that just, I mean, he went out there and defended his title. He had the sick head kick that's going to be viral, right? That's the clip that's going to be passed around. He had a lot of time on top. He had a lot of takedowns, I guess, but I just saw great defense on the ground from Ian Gary, decent striking. I know people are kind of flaming him for he's being too nice, blah blah blah. If that was me, I would have almost kept that up and then screamed in his face going into the fifth. You know, do something different. Do something to shake him up a little bit going into that final round. But also in the UFC, you never know which round's really going to be the final round because anything can happen at any point. But over here on the left, we got a abandoned, closed casino coming up. This is the Roadhouse. On the other side, we got Mountain Suspicious. It's early in the morning. It's like probably closer to 8 a.m. now. And it's about 90 degrees. There's been some really nice days in Vegas recently. I mean, like we had an 81 degree night with no humidity. Felt amazing. We're kind of back to extreme heat this week, but I mean, fall's got to be right around the corner. And at that point, we're living in paradise until next summer. All right, let's check out the abandoned Roadhouse. Boulder Highway. This is like a historic street. I read a sign up when we were on East Lake Mead Parkway and Boulder Highway, how this was like a road that was used for the construction of the Hoover Dam. It was like bringing supplies, or whoever, you know, those workers were bringing supplies up and down Boulder Highway to build Las Vegas. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, if you keep going on Boulder Highway here, you're gonna get to Boulder Station Casino, and then, I mean, you'll reach like Las Vegas. You'll see that Las Vegas, welcome to the fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm pretty sure that sign is straight down Boulder Highway. It's gonna take forever for me to run down there, but I'm fairly certain that that's the case. My friend Carl, he had told me, I think I gotta go back to get on the road. My friend Carl had told me that the Hoover Dam, he told me this years ago, that the people working on the Hoover Dam, they had like housing pretty much right near the work site or on the work site, and they got paid in money that is like, it's called Hoover bucks. It wasn't actual money. It was like money that was good for working or for buying stuff inside of the town, right? And these workers were able to, you know, have a good life. But I'm fairly certain that that type of payment or living is illegal, because, you know, the boss, the guy running the show, all that money he's given to his employees are going right back to himself, as he's, you know, pretty much the sole proprietor of the whole economy. And he was telling me this because we were talking about the Disney internship and how there's some people who will like jump at this opportunity to go get a Disney internship. We got a bus stop coming up. This is Sunset Road. What number are we at? Boulder at Sunset. Again, if you're trying to take the bus ever, you can like get an app, call a phone number, scan the QR code, it's gonna let you know the bus time for when the next one is. But we're over here at Sunset Road in Boulder. All right, so we haven't ran down Sunset Road yet, but we've seen it. We've seen it from a distance, and we're excited to get to that, but I want to start working on Boulder Highway right now. Over on the other side of the street here, there's a terrible, I mean, this is a terrible view, but there's a Terrible's with a McDonald's connected to it. And that's pretty much the only building that I missed on the other side of the street as we started the run. But over here, again, here's the street sign. That is Boulder Highway, what I believe is a historic road. And this is Sunset Road, Boulder and Sunset. But yeah, so you were saying with the Disney internship, you got Disney is like paying their employees like pretty much the bare minimal to live there and to work there, get supplies there, and they're obviously not being paid in Disney bucks, right? It's real money. But I think, I mean, honestly, a lot of internships may just pay you enough just to get by, you know. But I just heard that the working hours were tough. And yeah, I mean, some people, I'm sure that some people, and maybe emphasis on some people, get great benefit from the Disney internship and stuff like that. But I have known 2 people now that know people, which I know that sounds vague, right? My friend Mary's, one of her ex-girlfriends did it, and then I just knew another girl that had a friend that did it. So, and I don't know if they were writing home about their experiences. All right. There seems to be no sidewalk whichever way I go. I'm just gonna stick to this side and, you know, hope that people don't whoops, let me adjust that. Again, we're out here at the corner of Boulder Highway and Sunset Road. We were just looking at bus stop 212 by the closed Roadhouse. I feel like it would be tough, I mean, to compete with a small casino in 2026. My roommate told me that shut down during COVID, I think. Or it got sold or something, I don't know. I'm trying to keep moving right here. It's been this is the first run that I've been on in a while, outside of that Saturday run. All right. I don't feel as confident jaywalking and running through the red lights as I would somewhere like back in the Chicago suburbs. You know, I just don't know these streets. I don't know these streets as well. I plan to, but I don't really know. Alright, I feel like I'm gonna go for this. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it feels good to get moving though again. Just starting my days without a run just kind of sets me up for laziness, I feel like, throughout the day. You know, once you get your body moving to start the day, I feel like you're just more motivated to, hey, I'm gonna drink more water. Maybe I won't eat this or that. You know, I had a great workout this morning. So I think there's something to it. Plus, you're probably lightest. You're probably lightest right when you wake up, which makes it a little bit easier, at least for me. Here's some land, right? People always say Vegas is growing. People have land bought. They have plans to be expanding out here. I met a customer at work who was saying how, I don't know who exactly, but there's land bought like all the way in the surrounding areas of Laughlin, and how they're planning on just expanding that, and I totally believe it. I want to get to the position to where I can invest in land out here. Or, I gotta say, Nebraska. Alright, I mean, I've traveled through a good amount of the USA. Not the East Coast, really. But the farthest east I've ever been was Philly. But I kind of enjoyed the vibe that I get in Nebraska anytime I've driven through. And I feel like land is pretty cheap out there. And there's a chance that other people feel the same way. Like, hey, it's pretty nice out here. It's not that bad. And investing in land there could be the move. All right, over here we got Presley Place. Again, right off of Boulder Highway. Over there, Sunset Road, Presley Place. It's got to be a tribute to Elvis, right? Maybe it's not even spelled right. I don't know. Over on the other side of the road, it looks like we got a bar. We're talking about sing along Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ATM up to $400, free well shots, NFL, Vegas Golden Knights, home score, booze. I mean, that view with like the bar, this looks Wild West right here. With that bar, with the mountain in the background. Boom. That might be the thumbnail right there. Wait. This is called Rusty Lounge. Okay, there we go. It's called, yeah, I think that's saying Rusty Lounge. Over here we got an active bus stop. Number 286. Bus stop 286. There it is. All right, up there we got Skyline Hotel and Casino. We'll get to that. Over here I got a road. All right, this is just looking like a road that I gotta bite down. I don't know if the juice is gonna be worth the squeeze running down there in this video. You know what, maybe though. I don't even know. Oh, this is Merlayne. Whoops, let me get a better look at that sign. This is Merlayne Drive. And there's a look at it. I'm just kind of debating, do I want to run down this way still? Honestly, no, because I'm just going to park at the Skyline. I'll park at the Skyline for another video. For some reason, I'm intrigued by Merlayne Drive. So we'll see what's down here. Heading down Merlayne Drive. This is a street right off of the iconic Boulder Highway. Here's some land for sale. 3.27 acres. Yeah, I gotta say, I have more aspirations of owning land than I do a home right now. I just think that there's something to, land, the more and more time goes on, the less and less there is going to be of it that you can own. And I feel like there's going to be more of a use for your land as time goes on. Maybe you buy land, other people buy land, and now and they build businesses, you can make the parking lot, Okay, over here we got Midway RV Park, 702-564-0905. Maybe, you can buy a tiny home in the future and put that on your land. maybe, okay, this is kind of cool. Looking like Meter, right? Or Mater, whatever his name is. Maybe I'm totally wrong. That's not even a tow truck. But maybe you can start your own business then. Maybe you build a home. I don't know. I just feel like there's great value in owning your own land. And people complain how Las Vegas has changed. Well, a main thing that changed is that they don't own the land that they sit on anymore. All of your favorite casinos during 2020, I'm not speaking on behalf of any casino owner. I'm not speaking on behalf of Steve Wynn or, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that most of your, we got another street here. We got Merlayne and Merze. Merlayne and Merze. I feel like most of these casinos, hotels, no longer own their land, which now means they have to pay taxes, and they got somebody to answer to and to pay bills to. And when you got bills to pay, people to answer to, some of that money to make those payments might be coming out of the tourist pockets. Bearden and Merlayne. So when you want to talk about like, oh, why is Vegas changed? I think that's a point blank answer. It's that the land that the hotels sit on, it's not owned by them anymore. And the property taxes or whatever probably sucks. The next thing is gambling. I'm sorry. If you love your local casino, I gotta say, I'm not a fan. Because I wish that you would have to almost fly here to come gamble. All right, this would be Merlayne and Allen. Like, I understand the coolness and the convenience of being able to place a sports bet. Or on a Friday night, go enjoy your local casino. But there's a chance that you're spending money, more money maybe, on casino or gaming without having the great experience that Las Vegas would also bring with it. Also, you're kind of missing out on, here's Merlayne and Evelyn. Merlayne and Evelyn. If you have to make a trip to Vegas to come gamble, that almost, or Nevada, right? That almost is a good protective layer of stopping people from maybe excessively gambling, right? It looks like we got a church right here. We'll check that out in just a moment. Check it out right now, actually. But I feel like it's got to be a lot harder to become a compulsive gambler and to lose your savings when you have to make a trip to Nevada to do so versus log on to your phone or drive to your local casino. And that, in turn, I feel, again, I don't know much, right? But I feel like that hurts I've only lived here for a year, right? But it hurts the Las Vegas economy, the profitability, because now we're no longer having people come here to gamble and then, hey, now we can give them the cheap drinks and the cheap food because they're here to gamble. People are gambling at home now. So maybe you don't have to come out here to gamble. You pivot what you come out here for. Now you come out here for some high-end luxury experiences. All right, here we have the Community Baptist Church. Sunday morning worship at 10 a.m. Sunday school at 8:30 a.m. Wednesday, we got the prayer and Bible study at 6 p.m. This is at 245 East Foster Avenue, 702-565-0071. Dr. William Brown, the pastor. All right. Here we go. We got a church right off of Boulder Highway on Merlin. And, so I was just kind of saying, like, how all these states legalizing gambling is another thing that I believe has hurt Las Vegas. Not that I don't feel like this is still the number one entertainment city in the world. Not that I don't feel like this is still a major destination spot to a lot of people, whether they admit it or not. But I think it'd be nice to kind of keep that gambling exclusivity to Nevada, especially when these casinos no longer own the land they sit on. I'm sure they could probably use it too. All right, this is the type of content that I'm excited to make on this channel. We got a basketball hoop that's lower. If you were 5'9" and can't jump that tall like me, but you want to experience the thrill of dunking, it's key to know parks in the area where you can come out and dunk. When I was living in Franklin Park, there was a basketball court that had like 2 regular size hoops and a shorter one. And me and my friend Wyatt, we'd be doing like dunk contests and stuff. Like games of horse, but like it's a dunk contest. Super fun. So I mean, just to know, hey, there's something like that right out here. That is cool. I mean, this court's even nicer than the one I'm referring to. Super cool. I wonder what the name of this park is that we're at. I'm glad that I traveled down this road. In my previous videos, I would check the water fountains at parks and make sure it worked, which is important. But then when I was on a run later on, I tried to drink out of it. It was so hot. The water was hot, for sure. Let's see. Yeah, that's some warm water for sure. Kind of like a what can I expect though. It is pretty hot out here. All right, we got a park. Let's check it out. This court looks awesome though. All right, here's a view at the park. I want a name for this park. Oh, there's a water park right next to it also. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, I'm gonna run to the park sign first. All right. Damn, there's like one random kid just chilling at the park. I hope I didn't get him on camera. I mean, this is... All right. We're over here at Wells Park. Wells Park, 1608 Moser Drive. Park hours, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. All right, for your safety and enjoyment, the following are prohibited: fireworks, glass containers, smoking and golfing, climbing on trees, stretchers or fences, horses, ponies, horseback riding, except at designated equestrian facilities, skating in a non-designated area, skating, staking of tents or other options or items, feeding pigeons. It's hard to read in the heat when you're tired. All right, I'm gonna be honest. Other rules or information: pets must be leashed except in posted designated areas. Fires are permitted in the park. Barbecue grills using briquettes only. Pet owners are responsible for picking up their pet's waste. Only authorized motor vehicles and electric personnel assistive mobility devices are allowed in parks and on trails, pathways, and non-designated motor vehicle areas. Jump houses, dunk tanks, and tents are required. Special permits must be in authorized area only. The sun is picking up. Inflatables are not allowed on grass area May 1st to October 1st. Unmanned aircraft may only be operated in designated parks as posted on cityofhenderson.com during normal hours of operation and in accordance with all applicable city, state, and federal laws and regulations. The Parks and Recreation Department operate under an alternative watering schedule More information can be found in the department's drought response plan of cityofhenderson.com. Alright, if you have any questions about accessibility programs or services with the City of Henderson require information in a different format or translated, please contact the ADA coordinator at ada@cityofhenderson.com. Alright. Designated, this is a long-winded sign. Designated areas for special events require reservations. Allowed by special permit only. Alcoholic beverages, overnight parking and camping, and propane grills. Sports lighting turns off at 10 p.m. unless by permit. Commercial use of parks and recreation facilities is prohibited unless the permit, contract, or concession has been obtained by City of Henderson. Person may not offer to sell or solicit donations for any food or beverage services without obtaining a permit. For concerns or reservations, call 702-276-4000. Dial 911 for emergencies. Okay, why do I read the sign off when it's like, dude, Marco, we can read the sign ourselves? All right, I feel like there might be some foreign listeners, right, that maybe they can't read the sign in English. All right, again, I'm not filming this park because we got a kid. I mean, maybe he's the crossing guard's kid. It's the only thing I can think of is I see a crossing guard over there, and there's like one kid just chilling, waiting at this park. So let's check out the water park in the back. Okay, this is like a splash pad. I'm not gonna step on it. Splash pad. Over here we got rules for the, okay, this is available April 1st to October 31st. No skateboarding, rollerblades, strollers, or bicycles in the splash pad area. Use plastic beverage containers only, no pets, no smoking. Water appropriate swimwear is required. I gotta say I'm heating up out here, YouTube. Horseplay or running around splash pad areas not allowed. No soiled diapers allowed. Do not drink the water. Splash pad cannot be reserved. Dogs are not allowed except for heritage. Bark. Okay, there's like a look at a pool. We got a pool with a slide. I don't know if I can call this a water park, but pool with a slide. Pretty cool. All right, we got some bathrooms over here. And I am going to start to make the run back. I mean, it's 8:28. I got to be at work at like 9:30. I'm going to be cutting it close. By the time I run back into the car, drive, shower, drive to work, all in an hour. Honestly, I got to cut the camera and start running right now. All right, hey, I'm going to turn on some tunes and hit the road. Oh, man, Mary and Sam Boyd Boys and Girl Club. I met Sam Boyd when I was working at probably the son of the original Sam Boyd, while I was working at the fashion luxury store. Man, I got to tell this story real quick. Nah, I'll tell the story another day. All right, hey, YouTube, best of luck, health, and happiness. I got to make a sprint back to the car right now and get ready for work. Take care.